गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्यवत्। ॐ गणेशाय नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। वागीशाद्या सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्याः स्युः तं नमामि गजाननं। वक्रतुंड महाकाय कोटिसूर्य समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम शन्नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इंद्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvahatītam Gagana-sadrisham Tattvamasya-adilakṣyam Ekam Nityam Vimalam-achalam Sarvadhi Sakshi-bhūtam Bhavatītam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara-vindayata-patra-netra Yena tvaya bharata-taila-purnaha Prajvalito gnanamaya-pradeepaha Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-pada-shankaram Loka-shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritav Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Beda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Yasya Sannidhi Matrena Sarve Shishyascha Sevakaha Karmakshetre Pravartante Chinmayam Tam Namamyaham Chinmayam Tam Namamyaham. Welcome back, everybody, to our penultimate session on Bhaja Govindam. Let us chant first the chorus shloka, and then we will go to where we had left off last week. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dhukrung Karane, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dhukrung Karane. Let us go to shloka number 25. If you are following along on the book, it is page number 98. Shloka number 25. Let me also try to share. Shatrau mitre putre bandhau ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhau sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam sarvatrotsruja bhedagnanam. In this verse, we've been told, do not waste your efforts to win love of or fight against friend, foe, children, relatives. We need to see sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam, in all beings, that oneness in everything. Veda agnanam, the division created due to ignorance. We need to overcome that. In order to see divinity in all the beings and everything, we need to give up raga and dvesha. I need to develop samatvam, right? Samachittatvam. But in order to gain this knowledge, it requires extraordinary effort, sadhana, over a period of time. So we need to avoid all the distractions, false pursuits, Vigraha sandau yatnam ma kuru. Separation, joining, give, discarding somebody's relationship. Don't waste life in the psychological separation, verbal fighting, making up, patching up. Drop this obsession. That is what Acharya is saying here. Some look at us as friends. Some look at us as enemies, even within the family. Some are even our relatives. So world will constantly judge us. We can't stop that. What we could do, sarvat sruja, sarvatrot sruja, veda agnanam, sarvasminnapi atmanam pashya. This is where we need to put our effort. Everywhere, giving up duality, the sense of division, the sense of differences, and then see that oneness. We saw quotations from Bhagavad Gita, Kathopanishad, Ishavasya Upanishad. All this is in the previous week that we did, right? Now, next verse. Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham atmagnana vihina mudhaha te pachyante naraka nigudhaha. Here, kamam, desire, krodham, anger, lobham, greed, moham, delusion, tyaktva atmanam pashya. You give up all this, having abandoned. Pashya, bhavaya. Consider or try to know what kaha aham, who am I? We already talked about how kama, krodha, moha are like the VIPs of negativities. We talked about dignitaries of negativities. We have to give up these. Atmanam pashya, bhavaya. Consider, try to know. What? Kaha aham, who am I? Sarvatra ekatvam pashya. See oneness in everything. How? Soham bhavena pashya. Recognizing that one reality, that is what we need to focus on. That is Atmagnana. Atmagnana vihina mudhaha. He calls the ones who are devoid of this Atmagnana, this knowledge of the self, as mudaha. We went through the details last week. They're deluded people. They are Atma Vanchakas. What happens to them? Pachyate. Naraka Nigudaha. There is a cooking class in hell in Naraka called Kumbi Paka Naraka. A description I told you is in Bhagavatam. They fry in oil like pakodas. All this is said. Why? We have to get Atmagnanam now. Here. A similar theme is expressed. We saw that in Vairagya Dindima. Kamaha, Krodascha, Lobascha, Dehe Tishtanti, Taskaraha, Gnana Ratna Apaharaya, Tasmat Jagrata Jagrata. Be vigilant. We saw also the similar theme in 16th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Trividam Narakasyedam, Dwaram Nashanam Atmanaha, Kamaha Krodaha Tata Lobaha, Tasmad Etat Trayam Tyajet. So we can create a hell right here. Place of suffering in our Shastra is called hell. So we can put forth the right effort to pursue Brahmagnanam. The choice is ours. Okay? Now with that, we will start today's session, and page number 107 in our text. And I will share that if you don't have the text on the screen. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram. Dhyeyam Shripati Rupamajasram. Dhyeyam Shripati Rupamajasram. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram. Dhyeyam Shripati Rupamajasram. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. Simple summary meaning indicates 4 aspects in this shloka. Geyam Gita. Regularly recite from the Bhagavad Gita. Deyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram. Meditate on Vishnu. Who is that Vishnu? He is Shripati, husband of goddess Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, Shri Lakshmi Devi, in your heart. Nama Sahasram. Chant his 1,000 glorious names. Vishnu Sahasranama. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Good people, Sajjana. Sange, in that company, put your mind, Chittam, put your heart. Take delight to be in the middle of noble and holy people, in association with the good. Deyam, 4th line, is to be given Dina Janaya, to the poor people, to the needy people. Cha, and Vittam, money, wealth. Distribute your wealth in charity to the poor, to the needy. Danam. So this is the concluding verse. As I had told you, 14 through 27th verse, Chaturdasha Manjarika Stotra, composed by who? His disciples. It is not like they sat down, composed on that day. Whoever was accompanying him in Kashi Yatra, and this verse is attributed to Sumati, Acharya Sumati. So the last few stanzas, they have a specific theme. When an individual performs these type of virtuous actions, noble actions, meritorious actions, what happens? He accumulates punya karma, punya, meritorious results. What this does is it reduces the effect of the papa karma we might have done in the past. That is why when we study Atma Bodha, which is our next text that we are going to start soon, it says, Tapobhi kshina papanam. Tapobhi kshina papanam. The tendency to commit misdeeds have been reduced significantly because of accumulated punyas, or it even goes away. Because they are like, Papa Karma are like the short arrows. They have already left the quiver. They have to hit their destination. However, we can reduce the results through these type of measures when we do more and more punya karma, meritorious deeds. What this does is, it gives us the strength to avoid not only to do papa karma, but also provide some kind of an immunity. To give a real world example, we are not yet out of the pandemic era. The COVID vaccine, they say you take it, it helps improve your immune system or to minimize the effects of the disease when you get it. Like that, we start to know the, meaning in the beginning. We don't need to even know the meaning to chant the name of the Lord. Just take the name of the Lord. By the way, I'm starting this chanting class. The first one is already full. So we're going to learn a lot of things. For example, Gita, Dhyanam. When we start to learn chanting of Bhagavad Gita, Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim. This is the Dhyana Shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, Dhyana Shloka of Vishnu Sahasranama, it goes like, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Hriddhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikkanatham. Bowing down to that, Vishnu. Or somebody might say, Venkatesh ji, I like the Devi Rupam. I like to worship Goddess Lakshmi, Lalitamba. Then you can do Lalita Sahasranamam. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Maulispurat Taranayaka Shekharam Smita Mukhi Mapina Vakshoruham Panibhyam Alipurna Ratna Chashakam Raktotpalam Bibhratim Saumyam Ratnagatastarakta Charanam Dhyayet Paramambikam arunam karunatarangitakshim dhruta pashankusha pushpabanachapam animadhibhiravrutam mayukhaihi ahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. See, now you get the idea. Geyam Gita Namasahasram Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram. See, Bhagavad Chintanam happens at 3 levels. Kayika karma at the body level, Vachika karma at the speech level, Manasika karma at the mind level, and so on. That is why Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi in Upadesha Sara, some of you have been with me for that text, Kaya Vangmana Karyamuttamam Pujanam Japa Chintanam Kramat. Pujanam Japa Chintanam. For Pujanam, we need to have a body, Kayika. With that, you worship the Lord. Japa, that is the repetition of the name of the Lord. Chanting the name of the Lord. Chintanam is meditation, contemplation. We have the body. We are blessed with beautiful speech. And we are blessed with a beautiful mind. All 3 we put it to use. So with these 3 aspects, there is a form, there is a name, and essential nature. With puja, we use the body, speech, and the mind. I've shared this with you before. It's like riding a tricycle, right? With the body, you worship the form of the Lord. With the speech, you say the name of the Lord. And with the japa, with the mind, you do the chintanam of the Lord and become one with it. Japa is like riding a bicycle. You still need to keep the balance, keep the mind together and the speech together. You know, one of the Swamis, he used to always say, Rama, 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 Rama. And then it goes to this Rama Rao who owed me $10. So it should not happen like that. The mind should be in unison, right? Balanced. And Chintanam is more subtler because you have no support from the speech and the body. It's like riding a unicycle in a circus. See, in this verse, there are 4 sadhanas described in this shloka. Number 1, study of sacred texts, our scriptures, like the Bhagavad Gita. When we study Bhagavad Gita, the book of guidance, Margadarshaka Grantha, what happens? General outlook towards the world, general outlook towards life changes over a period of time. And Bhagavad Gita tells us what is the goal in life and how to get there. Both are given. Second instruction that is given is worshipping Bhagavan Narayana, the holy form of the Lord. Our Puja Guruji, Swami Tejomayananji, says an altar in your life alters your life. We can even worship any of our Ishta Devata, any form that appeals to us. Then the number 3 instruction in this verse that is given is Satsanga, company of the good. We have elaborately discussed that. This aspect of In satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatva, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. That ladder of progress. So keep the company of the good, cultured people. Avoid other distractions. Keep the company of cultured people who inspires you. That is very important. We tell our children that be careful who you are friends with. Same applies to us. Sharing, the fourth instruction, sharing what we have acquired to those who are in need. Like they say, Jana Seva is Janardana Seva. Danam. See, we might say, na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyagena ike, amritatva manashuhu. But to do anything, we need to do karma, we need people, praja, we need money, dhana, any organization. So in order to do dhanam, first we need to earn and save. And only those who are full and are satisfied with what they have can do dhanam. Contentment is there, then you can do dhanam. We can give a percentage of what we earn in charity to the needy. Very important, to the needy. Dina Janaya. Some give money and some do seva, some give time. Say I go to the SV temple because there is good idli, vada, sambar, good breakfast. More than Bhagavan, I need a good breakfast. That is good. At least the money goes to the temple. When we go there, we can also participate in the seva, serve food, help with other things. See, when our mind is engaged this way, throughout the day, with these type of activities in satsanga, company of the good, what happens? I constantly hear how to cultivate good values, good dharmic values. My mind is constantly occupied with puja, japa, dhyana. I do not have any other time for any other nonsense that goes on in our lives. Good conduct and inquiry. Vedanta, we say, achara, vichara. Okay? That's pretty much about this verse. We will go to the next verse. If you are following along in the text, go to page number 112. Sukatah kriyate Rama bhogah paschadanta sharire rogah. Sukatah kriyate Rama bhogah paschadanta sharire rogah. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam. Tadapi na munchati papacharanam. Tadapi na munchati papacharanam. Together. Sukatah kriyate Rama bhogah paschadanta sharire rogah. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam. Tadapi na munchati papacharanam tadapina munchati papacharanam sukataha kriyate rama bogaha. Carnal pleasures is what our Gurudev had called it. Themselves, Rama Boga, beautiful women. In short, what it is saying, sexual pleasure, sexual enjoyment with women. What happens? Paschad, later in the end, antaha, sharire rogaha. There comes diseases in the body, and the mind starts to seek more and more of these pleasures. We have seen that drama. Kathopanishad says, Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. It drains our vitality. It drains our energy. Tadapi, even then, na munchati papa acharanam. Nobody is giving up this sinful behavior. That's what Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji is saying now. Directly addressing the sadhaka. See, in the previous shloka, it talked about dharma. This one is talking about kama. Kama is like the top representative. There is a maxim in Nyaya Shastra called Pratama Malla Nibarhana Nyaya. Pratama Malla, like the top-seeded wrestler. See, even in tennis, in the world of tennis circuit, there is a top-seeded player in the world, like Nadal or Djokovic and people like that, right? This kama is like the top-seeded player in the negativity. So if we conquer kama or defeat this top-seeded player, Pratama Malla, then we would have defeated all others. Like Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All are expressions of kama. You got it? So if desire is not fulfilled, what happens? Krodha. I'm angry. If my neighbor gets the object in place of me, what happens? Matsarya, I am jealous. Like that, yadyapi loke maranam sharanam. In the world, death, maranam, sharanam is considered to be the ultimate. See, even in my world of program management, what do we use? We use terms like deadline. Those who are managing projects, they know deadline. If the project crosses that line, you are dead. You are fired. We say drop dead dates. We use terms like that for a reason. So the world considered death as the end of it all. But even then, our sinful behavior will not end. Kama here means desire and objects of desire, both. So the previous verse told us about dharma. Now kama here. I need to get guidance from the scriptures. And viveka, not to indulge in sense pleasures. We have gone through this in detail in our basic Vedanta discussions in our study called Shreya Preya Viveka. we come to that fork of Shreya and Preya, path of the good and path of the pleasant. Path of the pleasant may seem pleasurable in the beginning, and we know it has a painful end. So this shloka is driving us not to give in to this human weakness, but make the right choice. Choose Shreya Marga. I think we can cover one more shloka today. Let's go to the next one. Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam. Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam. Nasti tata sukha lesha satyam. Nasti tata sukha lesha satyam. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. Sarvatraisha vihita ritihi. Sarvatraisha vihita ritihi. Together. Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam. Nasti tata sukha lesha satyam. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. Sarvatraisha vihita ritihi. And at the end of it, you say, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Now, this shloka is about artha. Remember, there are 4 purusharthas: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. We already saw the shlokas that covered dharma and kama. Now, artha. Artham, anartham, nityam, bhavaya. That artham is anartham. See, artha means wealth. Artha also means meaning. Artha also means goal. That Purushartha wealth, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji is saying, is calamitous. Excuse me. It is meaningless. That is not your goal. It is anartha. Why? Tataha, from it, nasti sukha leshaha. There is not even a little trace of happiness from it that comes out of it. I already said we might say na karmana na prajaya dhanena, but we need wealth for sustenance. Nobody is saying that. You don't need wealth. But that's not my goal, only goal in life. Then he goes on to warn, Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. For the rich, there is fear from their own son, from their own relatives, from their own partners. See, in the world, those who are rich, those who have money, and power, what do they fear most? Fear of loss of what they have. That's why even in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that pyramid, what do we have? Security comes before self-actualization. Because I need to eliminate my fear, bhiti, bhaya. From who? From my own kith and kin. We need to protect what we have. Right from the ancient days, the old days, this has been the problem. Kings feared this the most. That is why we have, even in the modern times, what do we have? We have sophisticated passwords to protect all our online transactions, safety deposit boxes, gate security with guard, personal security. Especially if you look at the rich and famous, there is an entourage of bodyguards that travel with them. Why? Bhiti, fear. One time, a lawyer was asked to summarize Ramayana and Mahabharata in one line each. He said, Ramayana is a clear case of kidnapping, and Mahabharata is a clear case of property dispute. He was only looking at it from a legal standpoint. Same way, this wealth can create divisions even within a family. So in these two shlokas, Kama and Artha, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, when he is directly addressing the sadhaka like you and I, he says, give up this insatiable thirst for acquisition of wealth or passionate craving for sensual pleasures. Our Puja Gurudev, Swami Chinmaya ji, used to say, when you possess money and employ it in the service of other people, it's a blessing. When money possesses you, it is a curse. Nasti sukha leshaha. There is not even a trace of comfort in that. This is the truth. So we need to use our Viveka Shakti, discriminatory power, to understand that I need money to run my life, employ it to fulfill my need, not the greed. He had already warned of this, about the calamitous nature of the wealth, in shloka number 2, beginning of the text. Muda jahihi danagama trishnam kurusad buddhim manasi vitrushnam yallabase nija karmo pattam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Remember that. Revisit that shloka. So we will conclude that for today here, and we'll do the concluding prayers. We have 2 more verses that we'll cover next week. And after that, we will start Atma Bodha, the text where we cover that starting in another couple of weeks. Okay? Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. May all be healthy. May all be happy. May all see auspiciousness. May none suffer. Om peace, peace, peace. Please stay back for the Q&A session. So